Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Elfina Anggi N, student ID number 1933202 from English Education.
Biasa gaul anak jaksel ya, itu kayak lagi happening sih, kayak anjay gitu kan, terus kayak literary witches gitu sih.
Magar pastinya, terus apalagi kalau misalnya ditanyain kayak gini bingung juga sih. Cuman memang pasti suka ngomong kayak gitu, pakai bahasa slang juga sih gitu, Mbak.
Tahu sih, kayak pasti yang lagi trending sekarang kan anjay, anjrit, terus apa lagi kayak jomblo mungkin, ya kayak gitu sih, tahu sebatas itu aja kayak.
Kepo banget sih lo, nongkrong bareng yuk, jangan sotoy deh. Wow, gercebat dah lu, why did you PHP in me? Aduh, mager deh. Bokap, nyokap, bonyok, makeupku terlalu lebay gak sih?
Jadi di sana itu ada kayak babingung, sirbe, yeskon, testo, kaskado, kepala batu, apa lagi? Ji, kenapa aku bikin kayak begitu kan?
Hai, tahu nggak sih kalau misalnya kosakata gaul atau slang itu udah banyak banget yang masuk ke Kamus Besar Bahasa Indonesia atau KBBI, seperti mulai kata alay, mager, sampai ke baper. Kok bisa ya? Kita kepoin yuk.
So, today I'm going to explain my mini research about analysis of vocabulary differences from language variation slang between the capital city and the Papua region. Okay, I have 5 points. Number 1 is the definition of slang. Number 2, the impact of using slang. Number 3, the use of slang in the capital city. Number 4, the use of slang in the Papua region. And the last is the analysis of vocabulary differences from slang between the capital city and the Papua region. We are going to definition. Language is a system of communication in speech and writing that is used by people of a particular country or area. In everyday life, language has many variations. One example of language variation is slang. Slang is language generally exclusive to the members of particular in-groups prefer over the common vocabulary of a standard language in order to establish group identity, exclude outsider, or both. Slang is very popular and has become the language used in everyday life, and from time to time, slang develop in society. Slang is language which is very familiar in style, and it is usually restricted to the members of particular social group. For example, teenage slang, army slang, theater slang, and something like that. Slang is not usually understood by people outside the particular social group, and so has value in showing the intimacy of its member. The variety of adolescent slang has special characteristics, namely short, lively, and creative. The words used tend to be short, while words that are rather long will be shortened through a morphological process or replaced with shorter words. The existence of slang is considered normal because it is in accordance with the demands of the development of the conscience of teenagers. The use of word slang doesn't have a definite standard because its use depends on mood of a person when making the word. Although slang has a writing standard that is much different from the correct and crude Indonesian, basically, slang is not used in formal situations such as examination, speech, meeting, article writing, and so on. Many people, especially the young generation of Indonesia, cannot escape using this slang. If the young generation uses slang more than use Indonesia, to avoid the widespread use of slang in society, we should instill the nation's generation a love for Indonesian as the national language. Along with the emergence of slang in society, there are many impacts or influences caused by slang on the development of Indonesian as a national identity. The emergence of slang in society affects the Indonesian language. There are two impacts in using slang. First is the negative impact. The negative impact of using slangs are: number one, nowadays people are getting used to using slang. It is reflected in the behavior of people who are starting to live the Indonesian language, which is good and correct. This is exacerbated by the phenomenon that the younger generation is more interested in learning a foreign language than mastering their own language. Number two, slang is so easy to use to communicate, and only certain people understand the meaning of the slang. So, teenagers prefer to use slang as their everyday language. Thus, the Indonesian language is increasingly faded and even considered old-fashioned in the eyes of teenagers, and also causes a decline in the degree of Indonesian. Number three, slang can make it difficult for Indonesian language users properly and correctly, whereas at school or at work, we are required to always use good and correct Indonesian. Slang can annoy anyone who reads and hears the words it because not everyone understands the meaning of the slang words. Moreover, in written form, it is very confusing and requires more time to understand. Number four, slang can make it difficult for users to communicate with others at informal events. And then we have the positive impacts of using slang. Number one, slang is widely used among teenagers. However, if the use of slang is used in the right situation, it will provide benefits regarding language innovation that will emerge later. Number two, slang is be able to enter the Indonesian dictionary with a note if the word unique and the meaning is not on by there. An example is the slang word kepo. Kepo already has a place for its user on social media, widely publicized whether internationally or not. A slang word kepo has the opportunity to enter the Indonesian dictionary. Okay, we move to the use of slang in capital city. The phenomenon of using slang is not only the result of modification to the Indonesian language, but also modification in other language. Slang itself is not only the result of modifying a language, but also can be in the form of languages that are popularly used by the general public. It can be seen in the table below. If the use of slang is the result of a modification of the standard language, the use of slang in practice is often used in daily chats or when sending messages to each other. In addition to the word in the table below, there are still many types of slang used in the community. For example, such as mixing the use of Indonesian and English, which are combined with each other. It can also be a unique abbreviation of a combination of several standard language words. In addition, it can also be in the form of regional languages that have unique pronunciation and writing. In the video uploaded on September 5, 2021 by YouTube channel CNN Indonesia by the title Penggunaan Kosakata Slang di Indonesia, then on April 4, 2021 by Seliko with the title 12 Kata Gaul Indonesia, Belajar Bahasa Indonesia on the YouTube platform explaining some the slang used by the people of the capital city, and some of them are: number one, we have anjay. In Indonesia, it is ungkapan kaget, and in English it means OMG, wow, yeah, something like that. Number two, yoi. In Indonesia, it is setuju, and in English, it is yes or agree. Number three, we have mager or malas gerak, and in English, you can say lazy to move. Number four, jomblo or belum punya pasangan. In English, it means single because cannot get a partner. Number five, we have kepo or knowing every particular object. And in English, you can say nongsi. Number 6, nongkrong or pergi keluar. In English, you can say hang out. Number 7, sotoy or sok tahu. In English, it means know it all. Number 8, gercep or gerak cepat. You can say in English act fast. And number 9 we have PHP or pemberi harapan palsu. In English you can say false promise. And number 10 is curhat or curahan hati. In English you can say pour your heart out. And number 11 we have lebay or berlebihan. It is in English you can say too much. Number 12 we have kui or ayu atau ayo. In English it means let's go. Number 13 there is alay or anak layangan or anak cablay. In English you can say overacting. Number 14 we have baper or terbawa perasaan. In English you can say taking everything too personally. Number 15 we have bokap or ayah. In English you can say dad. Number 16 we have nyokap. In Indonesia it means ibu, and in English it means mom. And the last is WKWKWK. In Indonesia it is menertawakan sesuatu yang lucu, and in English you can say something that is funny. Okay, we move to the use of slang in the Papua region. In the video uploaded on July 29, 2020 by the channel Paul Shetty with the title Slang atau Bahasa Gaul di Papua on the YouTube platform, it describes several slang languages used by the Papuan people. Some of them are: number 1, we have yeskon. In Indonesia, you can say when you are shocked, and in English, it means oh my god or wow. Number 2, yombeks. In Indonesia, you can say setuju. In English, it means yes or agree. Number 3, testo. It means hanya bercanda, and in English you can say just kidding. Number 4, we have bottom or tempo, cepat. In English you can say act fast. Number 5, barang jalan biasa or ikuti alur yang ada. In English it means follow the flow. Number 6, we have jalan gambar-gambar. In Indonesia you can say memantau orang untuk didekati, and in English it means monitoring people to approach. And number 7, we have pucuk or anak-anak ABG, anak baru gede. In English you can say teenagers. Number 8, kaskado. In Indonesia it means tidak jelas, and in English it means not clear. Number 9, we have cupen and apen. In Indonesia, in Papua region it means emang penting or cukup penting, and in English it means it is important and quite important. Number 10, we have G. You can say when you are dislike something. In English it expressing dislike. And number 11, we have mayari or telat. In English you can say late. And number 12, we have mai tua or pacar perempuan. In English you can say girlfriend. And the last, we have pai tua, pacar laki-laki or boyfriend. Okay, we move to the analysis of vocabulary differences from slang between the capital city and the Papua region. Of the several slang words that are widely used between the capital city and Papua, there are some differences when it comes to this comparison. These differences include: number 1, most of the slang vocabulary used in the capital city area uses acronyms, but in Papua, only a few words use acronym. Some examples are we have vocabulary slang in capital city. We have number 1, mager or malas gerak. Number 2, we have gercep, acronym of gerak cepat. Number 3, baper, acronym of bawa perasaan. Number 4, curhat, acronym of curahan hati. Okay, in Papua region we have slang epen, acronym of emang penting, and cupan or cukup penting. In addition to the vocabulary in the video, there are several other slang words in capital city that use acronym such as bucin or budak cinta, japri or jalur pribadi, mantul or mantap betul, and pansos or panjat sosial. Okay, number 2, the same vocabulary used in the capital city area is mostly taken from the first letter of new concept words. This is different from Papua. In capital city, we have PHP, abbreviation for pemberi harapan palsu, and kepo, abbreviation for knowing every particular object. In addition to the vocabulary in the video, there are several other slang words, namely TTM, teman tapi mesra, CLBK, abbreviation for cinta lama bersemi kembali, ABG, anak baru gede, and etc. This is different from the content of slang videos used by Papuans. There is no vocabulary that has this form. Number 3, the slang vocabulary used in Papua region mostly forms new terms, and when they are pronounced, they will have very different meaning, whereas in the capital area, there are only a few such words. In Papua, we have slang word yeskon, ungkapan kaget. It is very different. Number 2, we have yombeks or setuju. Number 3, testo, hanya bercanda. Number 4, pucuk, anak remaja or APG. Number 5, kaskado, tidak jelas. Number 6, mayari or telat. Number 7, maitua, pacar perempuan. And the last is paitua, pacar laki-laki. And capital city, we have anjay, this ungkapan kaget. And yoi or setuju, jomblo, belum punya pasangan, nongkrong, pergi keluar, sotoy or sok tahu, and the last is lebay or berlebihan. Number 4, some slang vocabularies in Papua has more than 3 syllables, while in the capital area, on average, it only consists of 2 syllables. Okay, in Papua region, we have number 1, we have barang jalan biasa. It has 7 syllables. And then jalan gambar. It has 6 syllables. Number 3, kaskado. It has 3 syllables. And then mayari. It has 3 syllables. And then paitua. We have 4 syllables. And then maitua, we have 4 syllables. And then in capital city, we have PHP, it has 3 syllables. Those are some of the differences in the slang vocabulary used in the capital city and the Papua region. However, the existence of these differences doesn't cause division for the Indonesia. Okay, we're going to conclusion. Slang is language which is very familiar in style, and it's usually restricted to the members of particular social group. Slang vocabulary comes from an expression from a small community and is absorbed by the wider community through the media. Slang is mostly used by teenagers. The existence of slang causes teenagers to be more interested in using slang than using good and correct Indonesian. The development of language on social media can bring out various new language styles in people's life. Slang itself is not only the result of modifying a language, but also can be the form of languages that are popularly used by the general public. The use of slang has positive and negative impact. The positive effects are if the use of slang is used in the right situation, it will provide benefits regarding language innovation that will appear later. Also, slang vocabulary can be included in the Indonesian dictionary if the word is unique and the meaning is not already there. And the negative impacts are the decline in the degree of Indonesian language. The younger generation is more interested in learning slang than mastering their own. And then the use of slang can make it difficult for Indonesian users to speak correct and good Indonesian. This mini research examines the analysis of vocabulary differences from slang between the capital city and the Papua region. These differences include: number 1, most of the slang vocabulary used in the capital area uses acronym, but in Papua only a few words use an acronym. Number 2, the slang vocabulary used in the capital city area is mostly taken from the first letter of the new concept words. This is very different from Papua. And number 3, we have the slang vocabulary used in Papua mostly from new terms, and when they are pronounced, they will have different meaning. Whereas in the capital area, there are only a few such words. And the last is, some slang vocabulary in Papua has more than 3 syllables, while in capital area, on average, it only consists of 2 syllables. Those are some of the differences in the vocabulary used in the capital city and the Papua region. However, the existence of these differences doesn't cause division for Indonesia. The habit of using slang will affect the use of Indonesian, which is the official language of Indonesia. The use of slang is unavoidable because this is the demand of the times. The use of slang is actually allowed if it used in the right situation and doesn't have a negative meaning. However, we as Indonesians mustn't leave the Indonesian language alone. Love for the Indonesian language must be increased as the development of slang. Use sufficient slang and also use Indonesian properly and correctly. Okay, I think that's all. Thanks for your attention. Sorry for my mistake. Thank you very much. And the last I say, Wassalamu'alaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.